Welcome back to the channel, everybody. For new people and existing PulseChain community, I'm here to tell you about all the latest and greatest in the PulseChain and HEX ecosystem news, and stick around till the end because you might learn something that you didn't already know, especially if you're a new person and you're confused. You can ask me anything, but we're going to go over some of the news quick and get that out of the way in the first half, and then I'll take questions later on. So stick around because this is going to probably be of value to you, hopefully in some way. And guys, let's just start off with the obvious. My YouTube title today, I had a really easy time writing this YouTube title. It almost wrote itself, you know. It's Donald J. Trump Jr., his Twitter got hacked, all right? And of those hacked messages, one of them was regarding freeing Richard Hart. Richard Hart's innocent, right, from the SEC. So got a huge kick out of that today. Got a big laugh out of that. I hope a lot of people did too. And, you know, if not, if you were triggered, well, that's also good because if it bleeds, it leads, and it gets you talking. It gets you talking so much that New York Times wrote an article about Donald Trump's Twitter hack. You know, we live in an age where the mainstream media is now writing articles about basically social media. I mean, how crazy is that? Who would have ever thought that? How the tables have turned, right? The mainstream media has nothing else to talk about besides, you know, the juicy gossip that's happening on X, on Twitter, on, you know, it's all really kind of happening on Twitter and YouTube and stuff like that. So that's funny. I mean, that just kind of tells you where our society is. Mainstream media is dying. And obviously, guys, if it wasn't already clear, Trump Jr.'s Twitter was hacked. But I found it very, very interesting that of the shit posts, you know, and that's all they were. So, you know, don't get your panties in a bunch. But basically, this hacker, out of choose, he could have said anything he wanted to, and he chose to call out Richard Hart being innocent from the SEC and saying that he will burn the SEC to the ground. It's hilarious, guys. It's hilarious. You know, I wish I could pull up. Maybe I'll pull up the article of this. All right, maybe I'll pull up New York Times. Let's Google that, shall we? New York, or maybe it was New York Post. It's so funny to me, guys, because you'll find that these hackers, I mean, they often have kind of pirate vibes, right? Like they have the ethics of a pirate. And you know, basically when they're smart people, right? They're smart enough to be hacking all these systems and whatnot. And a lot of times they align on ideals with other people that, you know, live in a gray area. And that's what we're all living in right now, is a gray area between, you know, the police state basically and true freedom. So that's where crypto is all about, true freedom. And you know, the powers that be don't like anyone that threatens the status quo. But you know, it was also just shit posting, so let's not read into it too much. Variety magazine, CNBC, ABC, I mean, we got news articles out the wazoo getting Richard Hart's name getting plastered over the internet yet again in a positive light, you know, accusing the SEC, the corrupt SEC, being incompetent and making the false claims that we all know are false. We all know the false claims against Richard Hart. But Richard's over here getting kills from the grave. You know what I mean? He's not even really super active on socials anymore. And people are still, you know, he's still getting news article headlines. It's hilarious to me. Let's take a look at it, huh? What's New York Post? There we go. Yeah, the New York Post right here. Let's pull that up. Jamie, pull that up. All right, where we share the screen. Donald Trump's Twitter's been hacked. Oh my God, it's the worst news ever. Oh God, I need to freaking allow ads on this page. This is awful. This is why nobody reads mainstream news. This is why no one reads it, everybody. My God. They are so, they need the money that bad, don't they? That they just can't. All right, here we go. Let's share this stupid article for people that like reading mainstream news. It's littered with advertisements, almost unreadable. And they wonder why they're losing money. They're just bleeding money to people that are actually making the world better, like Elon Musk, Twitter. I'm sad to announce my father, Donald Trump, has passed away. I will be running for president in 2024. I mean, that's hilarious. It's the ultimate shitpost. Obviously not true, okay? And then at the very end, another one claiming Richard Hart, who was accused falsely, is innocent. And so he made this headline right here, guys, on New York Post, which people still read it, guys. some poor souls are still out there. They still read this. So I don't know. Do with that information what you will. It's pretty hilarious to me, guys. Everyone's got something to say, right? Everyone's got an opinion, and that's marketing for you, right? People are talking about the most mundane, stupid shit. And nobody wants to hear about, staking strategies or long-term holding or investing or even the intricacies of crypto. Nobody cares about blockchain technology. They just want a game. They want to watch the Coliseum. They want a sports team. They want to watch people die in the Coliseum. That's all people want. They're simple. 95% of people out there are idiots. I mean, that's just a fact. I mean, that's why it's so easy to get ahead in the world, right? It's because most people are living just like brain dead morons who are consuming this kind of garbage. But hey, we need these people to get into crypto, whether they know it or not. The government's coming for their money, and they're better off in crypto, almost regardless. Bitcoin, Ethereum, HEX, PulseChain, and people are going to be looking it up. Hey, who's this Richard Hart guy? Oh, what's this PulseChain thing all about? What's this HEX thing all about? Maybe some people that are a little bit more savvy, maybe they'll go down the rabbit hole. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. It's just entertainment, guys. It's all just for fun, all right? It's just for fun. It's just for fun. Let's not get outraged. What else is going on in the cryptoverse and the PulseChain ecosystem, guys? I'm going to try to teach you some of the latest and greatest that's going on. Real DeFi. PulseChain is real DeFi, whereas a lot of mainstream protocols such as Uniswap are heading in towards a very centralized, dangerous territory. Uniswap X is about to launch, and they are completely in bed with the feds, right? Completely centralized, completely monitored, and not censorship resistant at all, which is the reason crypto was invented. Censorship resistance, removing middlemen, freedom to transact, separation of money and state. And what did Uniswap Labs do? What did Hayden Adams do? He rolled over, and his team is just kind of sold out. So sad to see, but good thing we've got PulseX and other decentralized exchanges like PHUX. We've got 9inch coming soon, and that's all happening on PulseChain, where the real free decentralized cryptocurrency is happening. Permissionless. You know what permissionless means? You don't have to ask the daddy government for permission to use it. You could do whatever you want with it. That's the way money was supposed to be. It's like cash, but it's digital cash, basically. That's what crypto is. That's what's happening on PulseChain. And people are building. So PulseX, if you don't know, Gary the Guzzler. Gary the Guzzler strikes again, right? Gary Guzzler and his team of henchmen with their, with their red rubber noses. Keep up the good work, Coffee. Thank you guys. I bought more PLS 5 days ago. Hey, cool. I've been buying PLS almost every day. I mean, every couple of days at least. Some of it from yield farms, some of it from other sources. So it's pretty awesome. LMAO RH's Master Chief taking on the whole SEC covenant, right? Kill from the grave. What is it? Overkill. Kill-tacular. Amazing. Richard, you crazy SOB. You've done it again. Richard Hart, genius mastermind from his castle, from his evil lair. He's still making headlines. It's hilarious, man. So yeah, crypto's down. PulseChain is where it's happening. What was I talking about? Decentralized exchanges. So if you don't already know, pulsex.com, app.pulsex.com. That's the main place people are trading. All my links are in the description below. If you're new here, people are buying and selling and swapping their coins trustlessly with no middlemen, no sign up, no KYC. They're doing it on PulseChain, the way crypto is supposed to be. And they're doing it on PulseX, which is the trading platform on PulseChain. You probably already know that. But did you know that there are also additional yield farming opportunities and interesting liquidity pools over on phux.io? And I've been doing a lot of farming over on phux.io. So let me try to provide some value for you guys. If you guys are curious about my current yield farms, let me try to go over them for you. So some people ask me sometimes, what yield farms are you in, Coffee? What are you yield farming right now? And I'll just go through it dex by dex. Really, I'm primarily on PulseX and PHUX. Those are the big two right now. And I'm yield farming the PLS PulseX pair, which is the big obvious one. It's only, it's making 10% APY, which is pretty dang good. But, everyone goes yield farm hopping because they want to chase the 100%, 200% APY, which doesn't last forever, guys. That's how yield farming works. But yeah, so I'm in the PulseX PulseChain yield farm. I'm in the PulseChain HEX yield farm. And those are the only two right now that I'm in on PulseX. But hey, they're all probably pretty good right now. I mean, be careful if you're doing stablecoin pairs, because if you don't know what you're doing on those, you could end up with more of the coin you do want and less of the coin you don't want. But it's a good way to buy in a bull in an uptrend and to sell in a downtrend, so to speak. Relatively. So let's hop over to PHUX. Okay, we're talking about PHUX right now, and let's take a look. So I'll tell you the pools I'm in over there is I did Shilby Apples. Okay, Shilby Apples is paying out 63%, pairing fiat with PHEX. And guys, I probably shouldn't even be telling you guys this. Because you guys are going to come in and you're going to dilute me, and you're going to lower my yield. But here I am, being honest and telling you what I'm actually doing in crypto, my strategies personally. These all come with risk. Okay, PHUX is new. It's copied from Balancer. Balancer might have a bug we don't know about. You could lose all your money. If you use this protocol, you could lose all your money. And I never put all my whole stack into any liquidity pool. But hey, to make 63% APY and risk, $1,000, it's, what if relative to the stack of your bag, you know what I mean? So you got to think about your individual context, your individual risk tolerance, and just know this could all go to zero. That said, I am in Shilby Apples. That's pairing fiat token to PHEX token. I'm in the Alex Maxi pool. Got a lot of Alex Maxi pool LP. That pairs Hedron, HEX, and Icosa. Both E-Icosa, P-Icosa, E-Hedron, P-Hedron, and PHEX. I'm also in the Maximus Perpetuals pool. So basically, I have a bunch of Maximus Perpetuals, and I'm just putting them to work in that pool. Personally, you don't have to. I'm just saying what I'm doing. What am I also in? The CST stable pool. My God. The CST stable pool is too good to pass up. And I won't get too far into this, but guys, it's a stable coin pool that's paying out. I'll let you guys look it up. It's a number that's high, and I like it. So giving away the alpha, you're welcome. And I'm also in the RH Maxi pool. Oh, and recently I did join the PulseX single-sided staking, in parentheses, almost pool. I joined that one as well. And I also recently, after I received the Fame airdrop, I entered the Pareto pool. That's pairing Fame with PLS. So those are my pools right now. Go back and re-listen if you need to hear it again. I'm expecting, I'm guessing that the Pareto, the Fame pools are going to start to be more incentivized in the very near future, because the voting period ends in about 4 hours. And if we get the Fame liquidity pools on PHUX, if we get those able to be voted for higher FUX rewards, then I'm guessing that we get this pool from a 5% return maybe to 20, 30 plus. And that's for holders of the Fame token. So for those that don't know, Fame token also just launched. So you might have an airdrop if you sacrifice for the famous protocol. That's PHAMOUS.io. Famous protocol is a fork of GMX, and this is going to be a game changer. And I'll tell you why. Famous protocol is leverage trading on PulseChain. And you should never, ever, ever leverage trade, which is why I'm taking all my Fame tokens and I'm just parking them in a liquidity pool for now. But basically, you'll also be able to stake them in the protocol to earn platform fees. It's a revenue share model, decentralized, pretty common model. And if you stake your Fame tokens in the protocol, you might be able to earn a competitive rate over there as well. But basically, so the airdrop coins got sent out, and they're mintable today. And in a couple more days, I think 3 or 4 more days, they're going to actually launch. The protocol is going to go live. And so then you could take your tokens and you could basically either stake them in the protocol or stake them in the liquidity pools. I don't know. My bet's on the liquidity pool right now, but maybe the protocol will end up being more lucrative. All right. So that's just my guess. And why this is such a game changer. This is like the final infinity stone for PulseChain, guys. I think the final infinity stone, because people love to degen, and most people use leverage the wrong way. They don't use it as a hedge with their positions. They don't take on a 1x short. So, in case the price goes down a little bit, maybe they make a little money back and they can close that short. No, they usually go 30x long or 30x short, trying to make a quick buck, because they just look at the screen and they're like, oh, if the price, I can put in $100, and if the price goes up a little bit, I can make $3,000. And then the price goes a tiny little bit against them, and they get liquidated. That's how leverage trading works. And if you haven't had the misfortune to find that out yourself, I really don't even recommend you start. But some of you guys won't be able to help yourselves, and especially the haters out there. What I'm really most excited for is the haters out there. We've got countless people wanting to short HEX, asking, how can I short HEX? There's tweets. Literally, Buck has a tweet storm of all of them. How do I short HEX? And there's so many people asking how, because they just hate it. And they're like, oh, well, if I don't like something, that must mean the price will go down. Obviously not true, right? Look at all the Bitcoin haters. Look at how well Bitcoin is done. Look at how well Ethereum is done. And you got all the Bitcoin maxis hating on Ethereum. So the market will humble people, and the people too stupid to learn from the market that their opinion is wrong, that the market has decided that they are wrong. Well, those people can wreck themselves shorting on the famous protocol. And I'm really excited about that. So people that are too unable to get over their hubris, and just realize, hold on a second. Yeah. People that are unable to get over their hubris and realize that the market has decided against them. Well, they can put their money where their mouth is, and then they can subsequently lose it all if they want to. So keep an eye on this famous protocol. And if you haven't claimed your tokens yet, go to fatty.io/mint/bundle. Oh, sorry. fatty.io/bundles/mint. All right. And you can mint your tokens over there. That's fatty with a PH. PHATTY. I know, guys. They could have picked a better name. But hey, it's fatty.io with a PH. So, brand names, schman names. Who needs a good brand name in crypto, right? We've got all kinds of BS that terrible brand names seem to pump quite hard sometimes. HEX is actually a fantastic brand name. Same with PulseChain. The word chain being in the name, and then PulseChain. It's just an easy 2-syllable. You can't misspell it. Everyone knows PulseChain. HEX, pretty good brand name. 3-letter word, right? And the ticker symbol is the brand name. And it's all capital all the time. The real context, the real right way to use the brand name HEX is to have it in all capitals, making it stand out and everything. And the beauty is it doesn't even stand for anything. It's just a 3-letter, 1-syllable dictionary word. Everyone knows how to say it. No one misspells it. And on top of that, we've got hex.com. Oh, a 3-letter domain name, 1 syllable, 3 letters, no misspelling, popular word. I mean, that's what you want, right? Google, Amazon, these are simple words. They're not like, it's not like Jeff Bezos made Amazon and spelled it with like an S instead of a Z. You know what I mean? Like some people do that. They try to get cute and fancy, and they're like, oh, well, the S stands for shipping or something, some garbage like that. And then no one can spell it, and no one knows how to get to your brand. Like, what was it called? And then they give up because people have the attention span of an ant. So, yeah, a little side tangent about brand names, I suppose. What else we got? Prices are pumping. I'm happy, guys. I'm happy. I feel like we might be out of this. We might be on the, don't want to speak too soon, right? I don't want to speak too soon, but the Jubilee year is behind us. The full moon is behind us. The Federal Reserve did not raise rates. Everybody thought they would. They chose not to. Interesting choice. And, they're probably going to still do it one more time this year, November or December. But we're pumping all around. We're up like 20, 30% across the board in all the Richard Hart tokens, PLS, PLSX, even INC. And then, of course, both hexes are up quite a bit. And that's good. That's good. It gives me a good feeling. Meme coins are trending. Meme coins are driving. Honestly, they're driving the transaction count through the roof on PulseChain. The whole PDI pegging conspiracy, it's honestly gotten people interested. I've seen people from Binance Smart Chain asking, how do I bridge my Binance Smart Chain tokens over to PulseChain? And you can do that at tokensex.link. That's tokensex.link. I know, you can't forget it. Token sex.link. You can use that bridge if you want to bridge your tokens from Binance Smart Chain into PulseChain. I've heard a lot of people asking about this. A lot of people want to know, how do I get my Binance Smart Chain tokens into PulseChain? Because they're the degens over there, but they want to go to where the new degen chain is. And look, if you want to get onboarded to PulseChain by degenning, be my guest. I just hope that you eventually find the safer, long-term, better, blue chips of the ecosystem which in my opinion are HEX, PLS, and PLSX. Okay, those are my big three. But hey, people are gamblers going to gamble, right? And all roads should be leading into PulseChain rather than out. We want net inflow. We want it to be a one-way diode, right? You guys know what a diode is. It's a one-way ticket, right? It's like a transistor where electricity only goes one way. And yeah, sometimes you see people bridging stable coins out of the ecosystem. I mean, I don't love that, but you see a lot more people bridging in than out. And we've got daily active users are up. Let's see, daily active users is at 13,000, up from about 10,000 a couple days ago. And why is this? Well, people are getting in for a multitude of reasons. Whatever floats their boat, whether they've just had an eye on it and they're like, okay, we're at 60% dip on Pulse, 90% dip on PulseX. Smash the buy. Time to buy, guys. Maybe that's just smart institutional money or smart high net worth individual money getting in. And then a lot of it is probably trickling in slowly from straight up degen games. We've got PDI and we've got other junk out there like, I don't want to call it junk. I know it's going to trigger some people, but people like to waste their time on conspiracies. So like you've got this coin called Atropa that basically just paired its liquidity to like 90 other different random shit coins with like cryptic names, and people are trying to look for meaning where it's literally just an attention vampire suck to get you to stay in, because you can't buy Atropa without buying PDI first. So you get stuck, right? And then you buy this Atropa and you're like, well, look at all these other mysterious meme coins I can buy, but I can only buy them using Atropa. You got like Teddy Bear and whatever, the TSFI. And it's like people just get stuck and they get trapped because they think that there's some grand conspiracy narrative, because that would be simpler for them than, hey, this is probably just one guy kind of trolling everybody and making up narratives. Maybe there's a group of individuals talking about, hey, let's go shill this one next, guys. And then they all raid into the next coin of the day. But these coins don't tend to have a long lifespan. I do want PDI to peg. I do want WBTC to peg. I think that would be great for the ecosystem. Let me just be clear. I think that'd be fantastic for the ecosystem, but there's a lot of people getting caught up in, they're like, just follow the rabbit hole, bro. And it's like, dude, I see that the rabbit hole is not that hard to understand. Yeah, PDI tied to Atropa. They burn the liquidity. That's cool. They renounced ownership. That's cool. And now they're like, but look at all these other coins. There's like this one with Chinese words, and then there's like Monat money and like all this crap. And it's like, what do you think it means? And it's like, man, it's probably just some dude in their basement trolling everybody. And God bless him, because he's gotten people to stick around and play in these games. But, I'm not going to be the one stuck, 9 liquidity pools deep at the end of this all, when really I just want PDI to peg. So, I got my stablecoin bags that were copied over on the PulseChain. And if that pegs, man, I double my stablecoin bags and I am a happy individual. So, try not to get caught up in everything, but it is what it is. And you don't have to listen to me either. You could say, oh, Coffee doesn't know what he's talking about. Coffee hasn't been in crypto 8-9 years. I think it's maybe it's 8.5 now. Coffee doesn't know anything. He doesn't know about meme coins. Sure, bro. Have fun. Have fun losing your money, boys and girls. Let's see. Share the screen. I want to show you guys something else. You guys, you know what this whole thing reminds me of? This whole Trump Jr. tweeting hack thing. It reminds me of back in the day. A lot of people might not remember this. Look at the screen right here. Did you know that the HEX logo as a referral link was actually on Pirate Bay for like a week? Pirate Bay? Pirate Bay? And think about the types of people that are on Pirate Bay. Think about the creators or the admins of the Pirate Bay domain, and think about their ideals and what they stand for. Freedom, censorship, resistance, sticking it to the man, getting rid of middlemen, corruption, the powers that be. And so people don't know this, but when HEX first launched, the Pirate Bay logo, it's normally a pirate ship right there, okay? There's normally, a lot of you guys might not know about Pirate Bay. There's normally a pirate ship on this homepage. And for a week, there was a HEX logo. And if you clicked on it, it was a referral link to the adoption amplifier, because in the first year, there was a referral link. Long story. It's not around anymore. I just thought that was so badass. I was like, wow, the people know. The people that Richard speaks to, they really get it. They really get it. And so for the admins of the Pirate Bay, the most used torrent network, to be shilling HEX. Yeah, I think this is a cool historical artifact that I want to bring up again, because I don't want people to forget about how cool this was. So just a quick tidbit on that. It's up on the screen right here. Let's see, guys. And by the way, I hope you're all making money. I hope you're all making money. If you want to make bets on, shit coins or meme coins or whatever, make sure it's like 1% of your stack or less, and don't overextend yourself. You know what I mean? Because this is what happens, right? They'll make money on one. They'll be like, oh, I'm a genius. And then they'll take that money and they'll be like, well, now I could split this money and I can now bet on 2 different shit coins. And they bet on 2 different ones. And then both of those drop and both of those lose right away because they weren't a genius and they got lucky, right? And now they've got this make it back mentality. And the make it back mentality is super dangerous, because now they've had that taste of winning, that euphoria, that dopamine. They tried to chase it. They failed. So now they've got this lack of serotonin, right? And they want to win it back to replenish both of their neurotransmitter levels. And they just keep doing this ad infinitum until they basically blow up. Let's say they've got $1,000 bag and they place $100 bet and they lose, right? Well, then to get it back, they try to double down. Maybe they put in $200 into the next one. Next thing you know, they're sitting on like $100 remaining. And they're like, how did this happen? When the whole time they could have just been working and making money and adding to their positions of, the normal things, like the regular original coins, Ethereum, PulseChain, Bitcoin, HEX. All these coins are going to do fine. They're going to do great in the next bull market, especially the newer ones, HEX, PulseChain, PulseX. That's just what happens with newer coins. But then people get even greedier, because mostly it's boredom. It's greed and boredom, right? But idle hands are the devil's playground. That's how the saying goes, I think. Idle minds are the devil's playground, maybe. And what people do is they just can't take the boredom, right? I think I read a study one time that people would rather zap themselves than be bored. Like they'd rather physically hurt themselves than just sit in a room and with their own thoughts. Like if given the option to click on an electrode that would shock them, they would do it because feeling something is better than, I guess, for some people, feeling nothing. So try to practice stilling your mind, meditation. Maybe I don't really do meditation, so I just maybe distracting yourself with other things is really more like what I do. So if you're losing all your money shitcoin trading, maybe it's time to reassess. But if you're making some money, have fun out there. Just try not to have more than 1 or 2 bets going at one time. Maybe 3. It depends how big your bags are, right? A guy with $100,000 putting in $100 here and there, I don't need to talk to that guy, right? I'm more so trying to address the newbie with $5,000 that just lost 2 bets in a row, and now he's sitting at 4,500, and he's wondering if he should YOLO $1,000 into the next thing. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it. Please don't do it. You're too new. You're too new. And when you're brand new starting out, you need to establish your primary positions. You need to concentrate your wealth. You concentrate your economic energy. Whereas later on, you can disperse. People say diversification. Yes, that's true to a degree. Diversification across asset classes is fine, right? Like you can have some stocks if you want, 401k. No, I don't, right? I think I'm all in crypto, right? But don't do, if you want the safe financial advisors bullshit, it's basically, a little bit of real estate, stocks, bonds, heavy precious metals, and then maybe 5% crypto or whatever. But then people take that same diversification myth, right? Which I think it is kind of a myth anyway, but it could be safe. It all depends on your risk tolerance, right? But if you're in crypto, you probably have a little bit more of a risk tolerance in general. So you're in crypto and you're feeling kind of risky, but you don't want to diversify across 100 different coins, right? Putting $100 into 100 coins, and then one of them goes to the moon, but the other 99 die. I'd rather have concentrated more wealth, like maybe $1,000 into 10 coins. That way, the one that really hits, I really make serious money. You know what I mean? And I even go more concentrated than that when you're first starting out. Concentrating in 4 or 5 coins at the most seems to be a good place to start. And when you're betting on ecosystems, right, you can diversify. I can understand diversifying across ecosystems, but to say that you're diversifying within one ecosystem when everything's tied to PulseChain, right? and you want to diversify. You think you're diversifying by buying, Teddy Bear and PDI, and you're like, look at my portfolio. Bro, it's all going to go up together. It's all going to go up together, and PulseChain is going to lead it, because PulseChain, you need to buy that first to buy the other coins. So I'm just telling you, like, if you think that you have this portfolio of like 30 coins on PulseChain, maybe you should have a little less than 30. I don't know. There's no right or wrong answer, right? And maybe you're a genius. Maybe you're just a stock picking genius. And you could tell me to STFU, unsubscribe, go away, have fun at the casino. But you don't have a portfolio within one ecosystem. Maybe I could see, I've got some Ethereum, some PulseChain. Maybe I've got some Phantom I don't even, is Phantom still relevant? I don't know. Maybe I've got some XRP, but then you dive into the PulseChain ecosystem, and then you think you're going to diversify. When the rising tide lifts all ships, and you want to just pick the ones that are going to pump harder, that are tried and true, that everyone focuses on, right? Where is most people's attention starting when they're in PulseChain? It goes to PulseX, PLS, and HEX, right? And then their attention keeps getting divided up into many other things, right? Like I've got positions in PHUX, AIM, right? But I don't really think I have much more than like 10 tokens at the most. I haven't counted, but let's see. I've got those 3. Every time I get yield farm tokens, I dump them for more PLS. That's honestly what I do right now. I see yield farm tokens come and go all day long. It's been happening. Yield farming has been happening for a lot longer than PulseChain. Okay. Yield farming is not new. And so you can look at a lot of these tokens. People come up with creative ways to get people to buy the token and to hold it. They'll add staking or different liquidity farms, creative methods to get people to hold the yield farm token. But that's not what I do. I look at them just like a faucet to make me more PLS, or to make me more HEX, And people can get mad at me for that, because they got tricked into buying a big bag of some yield farm token. But I think over time, the majority of people will prove you wrong, and that you'll be the one holding a bag of something that went down a lot. So, but what do I know? That's not financial advice. Nothing is financial advice. I've been in crypto 8 years. I see a lot of things repeat themselves. The yield farming game, history repeats itself over and over and over again. The meme coins, the scams, everything. Oh man, it's funny. It's nothing really new under the sun. Oh, look at my new reflection token. This time it's different, bro. Look at the 1,000 reflection tokens before that failed miserably over time. Here's the funny thing about reflection tokens, okay? A reflection token is like this. You buy the token because it gives you interest or yield in the form of another token you like maybe HEX or PLS. So you buy token XYZ to get yield in PLS, right? And you're just hoping token XYZ goes up. Eventually, people lose interest in XYZ and they hop to the next reflection token, and you made like 5% yield during that time, and you're left holding this worthless token when you could have just bought the freaking coin. You could have just taken all that money that you put into the reflection token and bought the coin that you wanted more of anyway. Like it doesn't make any sense. If you got $500 to spend and you want and you think PLS is going to outperform, and maybe you're betting that your reflection token is going to outperform PLS, and that this time it's different. This time it's different, bro. Good luck, man. Good luck to you. And then people are going to be like, well, look at this reflection token. It's outperforming PLS. And they'll show me a chart that's been around for like 1 month or 2 months. Maybe 3 months. Like these things have a very short lifespan, but people think 3 months is a long time. It's not a long time. We're doing investing here. We're not doing trading. Okay. So yeah, people would be like, well, look, in the past month, it outperformed PLS. So you're wrong. It's like, okay, bro, have fun buying the top of the reflection token. I know how these things go. If they don't get hacked, if they don't fail on technical failure, they'll fail on price performance. All right. Or you could tell me I'm wrong and you could not listen to me. Don't think for yourself, guys. If you think I'm wrong, go ahead and try and learn from experience, right? Don't learn from my experience. Learn from your own if you have to. Breaking news. I'm reading Twitter right now. We got Larry Fink is standing in front of the Chainlink dude. Okay. I don't even own Chainlink, so not super interesting to me. Bitboy. Bitboy drama, huh? You guys want to talk about Bitboy drama? I guess he's asking for money or something. Look, I wouldn't be giving the guy any money, but Bitboy, if you're watching, the PulseChain community welcomes you with open arms. You know, we're here for you, bud. We know you like HEX. We know you got a bag of HEX and probably a bag of PulseChain. We've always been a supporter, you know, of people that are friendly to us. So let's be friendly to Bitboy. But I'm not gonna buy the guy any favors, right? I'm not gonna send the guy a Venmo personally, because I think there's better causes to put that money to. And you know, it's weird. I mean, people are like, he's asking for donations. That's one thing, but don't be an asshole to him, because the man knows how to build $1 million YouTube channel, million subscriber YouTube channel. He would be a good asset in the PulseChain and HEX community once he admits. I mean, I think now that he's also a free agent, now that Bitboy is a free agent, he's probably more likely to come out of the closet on his PulseChain position, on his HEX position, and say, hey guys, yeah, Richard Hart was right. I was here the whole time. Now give me $20 for my Lambo. I got to put gas in my Lambo to take my kid to soccer. No, we're just kidding, Bitboy. Bitboy, I'm sorry that your team betrayed you. That's garbage. That's BS. I guess that's the game once you get big enough. You know, when you get too famous and too big, like we like to, it's almost like the ancient Mayans, right? We sacrifice, the modern day sacrifice is done online, where we drag famous people through the mud, right? And they get too famous until one day we dig up some dirt on them, and then we just drag them around and we have a public execution, and everybody likes the bloodbath. And then, you know, we rip their heart out and we toss them down the Mayan temple. And we're like, haha, canceled. All right, who's next? Who are we coming for next? Who's getting canceled next? And people just love that, because we're savages. We have a savage brain. We have a primal, what do you call it? The amygdala. You know, it's the original lizard brain. We just want to see someone bleed and die. It's really sad. And I don't really think too much. I don't pay attention to all that drama. I like to use my frontal lobe a little bit. You know what I mean? All right. Let's see. Yeah, real DeFi, guys. PulseChain HEX is real DeFi. I guess I'll take questions. I'm done ranting. Sacrifices to the dump gods. I'm diversified. That's okay, bro. Yeah, I mean, diversified is like, you know, diversification is because I've got these coins too, right? I've got maybe a suite of 10 coins, but I wouldn't call that like diversifying. I see people buying 50 coins and being like, oh, I'm just diversifying. It's like, no, you're gambling and you're calling it diversifying. But, you know, there's a gray area, right? Is 10 coins too many? Probably not. I will also say this, because Stefan, this is a very good point. I know you've been around for a while, okay? And I've seen you around for a while, and I've been around for a while. And I think that, actually, I was going to finish this point, so thanks for reminding me. When you're brand new, concentrating your wealth is better, and diversification is kind of a myth. When you get a little bit older and you've made some bags, then diversification starts to make more sense. You diversify after you've got enough money to do so. What is that? $100,000, $500,000? It doesn't matter. It's different. The number is different for everybody. But when you start feeling like, gee, I sure got a lot of money wrapped up in this one asset, maybe now I can diversify, right? Now I can take these side bets. Now I can go into other asset classes and stuff. But when you're first starting out, that's where I think in particular, over diversification is a myth. All right. People can disagree with me on that, but you know, when you want to put all your eggs in one basket and watch that basket very closely. I forgot who said that. Look it up and then watch that basket. Let's see. The way to become rich is to put all your eggs in one basket and watch that basket very closely. This was Andrew Carnegie. Andrew Carnegie. This is one of those flip the script type of things. We got to unlearn a lot of the common wisdom. Proverbial wisdom tells us never to put all our eggs in one basket, but an inversion of that advice has been ascribed to the renowned humorist Mark Twain and the business titan Andrew Carnegie. So it looks like Andrew Carnegie said it. And yeah, just be wary of having too many baskets as well, right? You might have a lot of eggs in one basket and then start having too many baskets. That's a different problem altogether. That's funny. Noise. Now we're talking. What are we talking about, guys? Let's see. What is the website for Yield Farm you mentioned? phux.io, sir. Check it out. I'll put it in the chat. phux.io. It's called Fux, which I hate because every time I say it, I run the risk of getting flagged on YouTube. So thanks, Buck, for making me swear every time I say your platform, every time I say your name. Yeah. Thanks, Buck. Thanks for demonetizing me, bro. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, I got to shout out. I got to give a real actual thank you to Buck and the whole team, Dylan, all the guys behind the scenes, because they've made me a lot of money. So from the bottom of my heart, guys, thank you for all the money that you've made me with that protocol. And I'm sure, Fiat and Fame are going to do wonders as well. These are just DeFi pieces of the puzzle to create a fully functional parallel financial ecosystem, right? We want to recreate all the products at a bank, all the products in a traditional system. We got to recreate those, right? And so we've got savings account. That's HEX, right? Long-term yield producing savings account. We've got the network layer. That's PLS. We've got the swapping platform. That's PulseX for all the primary liquidity. And we've got, let's see, index funds and stable liquidity. That's PHUX plus yield farming. You've got decentralized borrowing and lending, right? Loans is going to be taken care of by fiat and liquid loans. And liquid loans is even going to give us a stable coin. You've got other stable coin, which is centralized stable coin from Coast, gainpulsechain.com. Get 5,000 tokens, gainpulsechain.com. Check out that link. You'll get 5,000 free tokens, and you can onboard into PulseChain via stables very easily. Then you've got GMX. GMX is a fork. Famous, right? This is leverage trading. So typically people would have to go to I don't know, what's the big one? I forgot. I haven't even used it in so long. It was interactive brokers, right? And stuff like that. People would go to interactive brokers or E-Trade and stuff, and they would be able to do leverage trading. Or they'd have to go work for a prop shop or get a or God forbid, they'd have to get a finance degree and actually learn what the hell they're doing. And now any old person off the street can leverage trade. Hey, that's great. No, I think with great power comes great responsibility with all these things. If you don't understand borrowing and lending or leverage or going short or going long, if these concepts don't make sense to you, then just don't use the protocols. You don't have to use everything I talk about, guys. I'm just telling you why these things are cool, and why it's cool is, again, because it's completing the parallel financial ecosystem. These are all the infinity stones of the entire fully fledged, fully functional, real DeFi PulseChain ecosystem. Okay, we need all the pieces. HEX is great. HEX can be the store of value long term. HEX can be the savings account, whatever. And the volatility over time will diminish. It's not going to do a 99% dip every cycle, but then we need more than just that. We've got a whole blue skies out there, a whole network right now, and it's a builder's paradise. We've got people building left and right. Now, with that, people can do a lot of casinos too. And casinos do make a lot of money, so people can build casinos. They can build vaporware. They can build rug pulls. They can build a lot of meme coins that will limp dick and flop around forever. That's fine. People are going to do that. Just be focused on where you put your attention. Your attention is your most scarce resource. Well, that and time, I guess. And everyone's fighting for our attention. So I need to take my own advice on that one. Stop doom scrolling through Twitter. You know what I mean? How much doom scrolling have you guys done through Twitter lately? Let me look at my phone. Let me tell you how degen I've been on Twitter lately. Oh, that is not good. I've done an hour already on Twitter already. It's not even 4:00. Today, I've done an hour on Twitter today. Hey guys, post in the chat. Tell me how much time you spent on X. It's not called Twitter anymore. It's called X. Let's see here. For the whole week, I have spent, the week kind of just started. What day is it? Tuesday, Wednesday? It's only Wednesday. How do I see my Twitter for the whole week? Twitter, my daily average, it says 57 minutes, but I don't believe that. I think I spend more time. I think I probably spend 2 to 3 hours on Twitter because this is on my phone, and then I've got my desktop as well. I don't think it's tracking my desktop usage. So Can anybody beat 3 hours? I probably spend, I probably max out about 3 hours on Twitter on my bad days, right? Just being honest. Zero time. Wow, this guy is woke or based, I should say. Sorry, sir. Bugs is based. Nomad status. That is good, man. I'm sure you're doing mentally pretty good. Yeah, bro. Good to hear. Good to hear. How to live within each moment. Celebrate each victory. And anything you define as victory, including picking your nose. Because some folks can't do that for themselves. That is very inspirational. Thank you. Believe in yourself. Yeah, guys. We're still here. We haven't died. We haven't cheated out. We have not cheated. Not yet. I will not cheat. I solemnly swear I will buy the dip. I will dollar cost average. Thou shalt not cheat. Until one day. One day I'll cheat. It's okay to cheat a little bit in the bull market. But yeah, now is not that time, guys. So celebrate. How about this? Well, let's all celebrate the fact that we're still here. We haven't fallen for the FUD, and that things are finally picking back up. We're finally at back to 4.5 on PulseChain. We're back above 1 on PulseX. We got 122 on PulseX, 458 on PulseChain, 856 on HEX. We're getting close to that penny again. Man, when we hit a penny again, psychologically, I think that's going to be real good for people. It's going to be good for me. Just seeing that 1-digit penny, one more zero off the old number there. Pre-25 is G. Yeah. Survive till 25. That's the motto, guys. That's the motto. We got 200 people here. I'm posting in Facebook Marketplace. Does that count? Yeah. Posting in Facebook Marketplace could be a good way to make money. I know some people that actually sell, like they resell electronics and stuff. The thing about Facebook Marketplace, from my personal experience, is you got to watch out for scammers on Facebook Marketplace. I've found I've had better luck on Craigslist, eBay, and OfferUp when it comes to reselling. And like my reselling career is not, I don't have too much experience, right? I never made like a business out of it, but I've got some experience. I tried it out in the early days of my experimenting with making money. Facebook Marketplace, there seems to be a lot of scammers, more than any other platform on Facebook Marketplace. But yeah, selling your old shit that you don't use, now is the time, right? How many, I don't know, what do you got? Like, you got anything valuable laying around? You got an old laptop you don't use? Like, could you get $100 for it? Now's the time. Clean out your closet, clean out your garage, right? Not only is your house getting cleaner, which is good for your mentality. Literally, it's good for you mentally to clean your place. It's good. Without clutter puts us in a state of disorder. Yeah, sell it on Craigslist, eBay, whatever. You might make $1,000. Who knows? You might have a lot of shit that's worth something. Why is the HEX price different from the PHEX price? Well, that's just because technically they're two different coins. Good question. This guy might be new. I would lose money if I bridged over my HEX to Pulse and sold for DAI, correct? No. That's not. So that second sentence is not correct. What happens with HEX is it remains HEX even on the PulseChain network. So you could just think of it as two separate coins. You've got PHEX and HEX. PulseChain, PHEX is native to PulseChain. HEX is native to Ethereum. But when you bridge that HEX from Ethereum into PulseChain, it's still called HEX. It still has that different price. And you can see this very clearly on dexscreener.com. Let me just put that in the chat for you. If you don't have this bookmarked, check out dexscreener.com and you'll be able to see what I mean. How you've got two different hexes with two different prices, even on PulseChain. So you can bridge your HEX over to PHEX and it's going to hold that same value. It's still going to be worth what it was worth on Ethereum. But because you got to think of them as really two separate coins with two separate prices. And right now, it seems like the ratio between them is that, what is the ratio? It's about 2.4. So one HEX is worth about one PHEX is worth about 2.4 HEX. Basically, the price of PulseChain native HEX is over double the price of Ethereum HEX, which is another thing that people get wrong too. A lot of mainstream crypto influencers out there, they'll show you the HEX chart and be like, haha, look at how far down it is. And they just totally overlook the fact that there's a copy of all the coins now. a lot of people got those copies. And so, yes, it's bad. We're still down 99%. We're still down 99%, but we're not down 99.9%, which is, that sounds terrible, but there are two copies of the coins. And when people show you a chart, typically they're showing you an HEX chart because that's still the most common chart on like CoinMarketCap, for example. But, CoinMarketCap has been scamming for years. Use CoinGecko. Guys, CoinGecko will show you the two different versions of HEX. They'll show you HEX on PulseChain. They'll show you HEX on Ethereum. And then you could see, people seem to be valuing the PHEX version at over double what they're valuing the EHEX version, which makes sense, right? If PulseChain is the cheaper, faster blockchain, and it's hard, Uniswap is delisting HEX. It's, you got to go to a different website now to get HEX, ethhex.com, CowSwap. There's a million other places. People don't know that. So, it's harder to, they think it's harder to get HEX, but when they get their money onto PulseChain, it seems like people a lot of times are buying PHEX first, and then they're buying EHEX maybe as an afterthought, as a supplement, hoping that maybe it'll fluctuate and have some up times. And, there might be some ratio trades to be made along the way with EHEX temporarily overshooting relative to PHEX, and then people can rotate profits. It might be a fun game for a long time for ratio traders and for stuff like that. So yeah, PHEX is not going anywhere. It'll be around forever because it's literally immutable code. As long as Ethereum is around, as long as we don't get hit by a coronal mass ejection, which is pretty scary, actually. I just watched a video, guys. Did you know there's going to be a 28% chance from now until the year 2025 that we have a solar flare that creates a coronal mass ejection that could potentially wipe out like the whole electric grid of the Earth? So how's that for fear porn, guys? Everyone's worried about what happened to the F-15 or whatever, the fighter jet, the $80 million fighter jet. I'm over here worried about what if we're rolling the dice this year and we get hit with a coronal mass ejection from the sun? What if we get a solar flare, guys? That's a little more scary to me than what's happening with Bitboy or even Russia, Ukraine, honestly. Everyone's worried about climate change too. It's hilarious. Oh, climate change. Everyone needs to stop flying on planes. Bro. One coronal mass ejection, one solar flare comes, you ain't worried about the planes, okay? That's the last thing on your mind. The last thing on your mind is whether or not you bought the vegan option at Walmart or whatever. Where do people shop? I don't know. Jewel. Hey, Coffee, do you think PLS can get to a penny this bull run? It's going to be tough. What would a penny be? All right, let me see. Let me see how many X's a penny would be, and then I'll tell you. From here, let's go on the daily chart. Guys, I never really use any chart less than the daily. That's just my time frame. I prefer that. All right, let's go up to a penny. Half a penny would be, all right, let's see. Boom. Half a penny would be 110x. A penny would be 220x. Shit, it's possible. 220x would be possible, but I think that penny mark is so psychologically resistant for people that I think a lot of people are going to cheat out at like 0.009 or 0.008. And we could see Pulse go up. We could see easily Pulse go up 200x. Like, that's not off the table. But it will be hard to break through that penny mark. I think the answer is yes. And you're going to hate this, but I really think it's like 50-50. I really just... Because 200x is very, very doable, especially from these lows. 200x, in my opinion, is very doable. And that's at one penny would be a 220x. But then you've got all these people that are ready to dump. But, bull market euphoria changes a lot of people. Guys, mark my words. People's price predictions always get so much lower during the bear market. And they always get so much higher during the bull market. It's just how people's emotions are. So, people in the last bull market, things were going up 200x, 500x, 1000x was even on the table for certain coins. A lot of coins did 1000x. And people would be calling for 10,000x and all this crazy stuff, right? And then you go down a little bit and people are like, oh, well, we'd be lucky if we get a 10x, guys. We'd be lucky if we just get a little 10 or 20x. And it's like, man, let's just take a baseline somewhere in the middle. I honestly think taking a baseline of, all people's lowballs estimates now and all people's crazy euphoria estimates at the top of the last bull run being 1000x, between 100x now and 1000x. I'd say 200x is a probably safe ballpark estimate, just to be safe for profit taking. And, obviously you want to be taking profit along the way. So it's not like you sell all at once, but I think there's a good chance we could top out around a penny, top out at around 220x. So just a guess, right? We're all just speculating here. Just because I'm on a camera and I got a fancy microphone doesn't mean I know what the price is going to do. But at about a penny, I would definitely be looking to take some profit, right? And so would everybody else. That's what you got to think about, is so would everybody else and their mother, because a penny is such a strong, like it's actually a penny. It's a physical, I can look at a penny in my hand. It's made out of copper. It's a small little coin. Like a penny makes it real to certain people. And that's, I think a lot of people would cheat, including myself. I mean, I would, if we hit a penny, I'm taking some profit. I'm not selling my whole bag, but taking some profit. All right. Trump. Yeah. Go to the beginning of the title. Go to the beginning of the video if you want to hear the Trump news. It's really a nothing burger. It's going to get clicks, guys. I've never had an easier time writing a title, because the minute I saw that tweet, I was like, oh, Donald Trump, super viral name. Richard Hart, super viral name. Politics, crypto. Let's see what happens when they touch together. And literally, I'm probably going to get more views on this video just for having Trump in the title and Richard Hart in the title. You guys really got to realize keywords and what sells, and drama is what sells. I'm not a dramatic person, unfortunately. No, I don't. I like the way I am. But if I was a more dramatic person, if I started beef with other people online, I could be a lot more popular, right? Because if it bleeds, it leads. Drama sells. People want to see sex and violence. And people are just primitive monkey people. Like, we're basically just monkeys, all right? And so you've got two people with a cult following, Trump, Richard Hart. Slap them on your title, and boom, you've got yourself a little bit more virality there. You've got yourself a clickable YouTube video. Think about it, guys. You're in your own crypto bubble. Take yourself outside of your crypto bubble for a minute and put yourself into one of these person's heads that is in the Trump cult. I'm not into politics. I think it's stupid. It's a waste of time. It's not going to serve you in any way possible. Politics, being political, you got to focus on what you can control. And politics is just like, who said it best? Someone said it was like Hollywood for ugly people, right? That's what politics is. But it's far worse than that. It's a group of people battling for control, but it doesn't affect you and you can't do much about it. But put yourself in one of these political people's shoes. Let's say you're part of the Donald Trump cult. You're scrolling through YouTube and then you see a video with Trump's name and Richard Hart's name. Somewhere in your primal brain, your dopamine response lights up and you say, oh, more news about Trump, or ooh, more news about Richard Hart. We're going to get the juicy, salacious drama about the SEC. Because that's all people care about, because people are so simple, right? And so half the battle is getting people to click on your video, and the other half is providing them with valuable content. Like I'm giving you right now, I'm giving you tips about how to get people to click on your shit. Like so many people just make junk thumbnails and garbage titles, and then they sit around and they just flap their lips for an hour and they talk about like nothing. Like, oh, well, what's the price today? Derp, derp, derp. So I try to provide value in the video, and it might not be the dramatic stuff that people want to hear. It might not be, oh, Bitboy had an affair with his wife, blah, 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 blah. Like that. I don't care about any of that, but I do want to provide value to you guys somehow. But I also have to get you to click. And how do you get people to click? And this is for people out there that want to be content creators that have something to say. Anybody that has something to say, it does kind of start with, you have to sell it a little bit, and you have to do a little bit of psychological, emotional reaction. You have to engage a person and get a reaction out of them, because not everyone's going to be looking up, how is HTTPS protocol different from IPFS? That's a video I literally Googled the other day. Differences between IPFS and HTTP. But a lot of people aren't like me and maybe some of you out there. A lot of people want to hear, I don't even know what the latest drama is, but a lot of people want to hear Bitboy or whatever this is, the drama of the day, because they're more feeling. They're not like as logical. They're more like emotional, right? And so I like to hit them with kind of a, clickbait is a bad word, because I do think that it's okay to lure people in with an attention grabbing thumbnail and title, but that's 50% of it. 50% of it all is getting people to click on your content and see what you have to say. If you think you have a message, I think I've got some valuable messages, real DeFi, PulseChain, HEX, getting involved in the ground floor of this grassroots organic movement, potentially making life-changing money. That's all my message, right? I think that's very, very important for people, because it could change all of our lives. It's changed my life, and I think it's going to change my life to another level, honestly, pretty soon here. But you got to get people in the door. And so you got to realize what makes people tick. And people are simple, man. People just want to hear what's the hot new thing. So clickbait, but it's real bait and not the rubber shit. Yeah. It's like clickbait, but I'm using worms. I got that organic shit stuff. YouTube, I got that organic stuff. Let's see. All right, guys, I'm here for an hour. Yeah, Pulse Former, that was a good one. Who else has any questions? You write about them keywords. Yeah, thank you. I mean, a lot of people don't realize that, like, Mr. Beast spends so much time on his thumbnails alone because he understands the importance of getting people to click on the thumbnail. Like, I was watching an interview with Mr. Beast, and he was talking about how he puts so much effort into the thumbnail. Now, I don't put that much effort in, but I do make my own, and I do try to put effort in. Like, thumbnails should have like a focal point of intrigue. Okay. They should always have, if I'm like, here's a good thumbnail, right? If you see me in a video and I'm holding up this thing, I'm holding up this copper thing right here, and there's a big arrow pointing to it, and I have like a couple words that say like energy healing, question mark, and then there's an arrow pointing to this thing. I could make an ad, like a pretty viral ad video, probably for, I'm not going to tell you guys what this thing is, but it's like a Rife energy generator, if you want to go look that up. But you got to have something of intrigue, something of, I don't know, what's a good word? Just something to get people's attention, that they're scrolling through hundreds of videos every day, and it's all garbage for the most part. And so people react when they see, number one is other people. So they want to look someone in the eyes. If you're staring at the camera, that usually gets people to emotionally respond. A couple of words that could drive a reaction, like, live forever, question mark. Usually a question too, or something like a challenge or a bold statement or controversial statement. And then like a focal point that is just weird, something weird, not normal. Something like, if I hold up this thing, what is this thing? Right. All right, guys, just a little YouTube lesson. I guess this turned into a YouTube lesson. Guys, anybody want to know anything about crypto? It's hot in here. Oh God, I got a tip right here. Thank you so much, Just Hex a lot. Thank you so much for the tip. Hippo character sitting in an office chair when they both okay, dude, it's so funny because StreamYard, the what I'm using right now, it transforms the stickers into a description of the sticker. Thank you so much, Just Hex a lot. This is a very generous tip. Thanks. I don't know if you're a man or a woman, but thank you. Thank you, bro. Thank you, sir, or ma'am. What's the female? What's the feminine of bro? Brodette. Thanks, Brodette. Someone doesn't like PHUX. You don't have to use it. Don't use it, bro. I told everyone earlier they could lose all their money. So it's a conditional admin key, and it's a copy. But first of all, it's a conditional admin key. People don't understand what that is. They have the ability to change certain things like liquidity pools and emissions and stuff like that. It's a copy of Balancer. So look, Balancer has been working fine for a lot of people. It's had problems, but it's been up and running for years. And if you're not okay with the risk, then go ahead and you don't have to watch. You could lose all your money on PHUX, guys. And hide user from channel. Bye, sad boy. Let's see. I got to buy more RH coins. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Someone's shilling teddy bear. Well, hey man, I hope you make money with teddy bear. I'm not buying it, but I had my little thing with I had my little stint with PDI. I put like $100 into PDI and I actually turned it into like 1,000. And then I cashed that out because I realized I had a stack of other stable coins too that is just my normal stack. And if we actually peg, guys, here's the thing about PDI. If PDI pegs, USDC also pegs. PUSDC also pegs because there's a way in the code to convert one PUSDC to PDI. So that's not going anywhere. So if you have PUSDC or PDI, I mean, look, I'm not going to buy it all the way up to $1, but if other people want to buy it up to parity, first of all, my mind would be blown. First of all, I would be so blown away by that. Second of all, it'd be good for marketing. Be good for, it would probably make headlines, honestly. If people it'd be hard to ignore that in the crypto news cycle. Watch, they would still ignore it because it's Richard Hart and Richard Hart's, untouchable. He's he who shall not be named. But, people are going to be looking, turning eyeballs. So marketing, proof of concept, right? You could prove that this really is all social consensus, which was why that would blow my mind, because it would prove that social consensus would actually is valid. I mean, I know it's valid. Like, really, we all just agree on the price of something if we all agree on it. It's just a battle of who believes that a copied version of DAI, not backed by anything technically, is still worth $1 just because it's kind of called DAI. And it's like, well, if enough people believe in it, who am I to stop them? And then third of all, I make a crap ton of money in the process. So I would not mind that. I would not mind that at all. I would not mind that. Broski, man, sis, LOL, lol. All right, boys and girls, thank you for coming. Make sure you like, subscribe. I appreciate all of you. I hope you guys are staying healthy, staying pretty okay. I know it's tough out there. I'm not enjoying not enjoying the bear market either, but hey, feels like we're on the way out. So again, thank you all. Love you guys. We're all going to make it. Wag me. And hope all your projects work out. Careful out there. It's a minefield. Don't overextend yourself on the shitcoinery. Have fun. Do your yield farming if you want to. Nothing is without risk. You could lose all your money in all of this stuff. And the safest things with the most potential, tried and true, are obviously PLS, PLSX, and my favorite, personally, HEX. All right, guys. See you on the next one.